attacks from one Sheamus to Randy Orton 5 months ago. Randy Orton had to do some stuff. Randy Orton had to go to the doctors, and he was told some very upsetting news. We'll tell you as soon as we can. But I was told that whatever the news will be, but I was told that Jerry Lawler has talked to him. Jerry Lawler is backstage with him. Talking about what those updates were. But before we show you that, allow us to show you what happened. So Sheamus had just beaten Randy Orton in. But that wasn't enough. He picked him up and ran him into the turnbuckle. He kneeled him down and just continued attacking his skull. And if that wasn't enough, he would later stand him up for a bro kick, and he would kick his head clean off. He then continued to stomp on his skull. But that wasn't enough, because he later went for one of Randy Orton's own moves, the punt, and destroyed his skull. And he then went for another one of his moves, the DDT on the apron. Sheamus would then pick him up, ready to deliver a Celtic Cross, but he didn't just deliver it in the ring, no, he delivered it to the outside. And that wasn't enough. He would then carry on the beating on the outside. He would then throw him into the barricade. Just throw him on the barricade and then deliver the last shot, which was off the entrance ramp. And Randy Orton was just laid out unconscious. Here is Jerry Lawler sitting with Randy Orton. Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing by the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton. You were attacked by Sheamus. I was. You said you wanted to tell us what the doctor said. Yeah, I do. The doctors told me if I get in that ring once more, I'll die. So I don't want. So Sheamus, just because I can't fight you, doesn't mean I don't want my revenge. I promise you, Seamus, one way or another, karma is gonna get you. And karma is a bitch. Payback is a bitch, Seamus. And I'm not here for payback. Well, I am, but you see, I've hired my own man to get you. I've hired my own man to attack you for me. Some might call him a him-man. I understand you want to kill legends. Hell, I was like that once. But you see, the difference between me and you, Seamus, I actually succeeded, you don't. You didn't. I am retiring. But one thing you need to know, Seamus, I want you to understand this. But one thing I want you to know, Seamus, I've hired the strongest, the best, the death-defying, I've hired one man. And that man, he isn't just like you. No, he's like me. He has talents. He isn't a fraud. But most importantly, he doesn't attack people and send them retired and send them into retirement. This guy, he destroys them when he has to. This guy, well, let's just say he's brutal. And Seamus? So Seamus, allow me to introduce you to your death warning. He is 7 feet tall and he weighs in at 125 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, Eiffel Tower. Karma. Big Cass. This is your death warning, Seamus. Good luck. You're gonna regret pulling me into retirement and injuring me. You see, there's a load of big matches, but let's add to that, shall we? My Big Cass versus Seamus. In other words, we challenge you, Seamus. No disqualifications, no countouts, no pins, submissions. We challenge you to a submission match. What do you say, Seamus? Are you a pussy? Or are you a good man? Remember, karma will get you someday. And Seamus, you're not even far from victory. This guy is one big boot and one elbow drop away from beating you. Orton and Big Cass out. Thanks for your time, Joey. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for being on here, Andy. And thanks for giving me information regarding your career.